Leadership power strategies shape outcomes to guide performances. Hello, and welcome to this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter for today's episode. Hope all is well with you and your leadership duties these days. And we're winding down. This is the next to last final episode for the year 2016, as well as for the series itself, because I think in 2017 we'll be doing something a little bit different. So anyway, welcome, and let's get ourselves going here. Here's our slides. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter for today's episode. The only way leaders can tame or successfully respond to the radical changing complex of uncertainty and volatility is to optimize their organizational resources, realities, and results. In a word, leaders will need to explain the purposes and meanings of their enterprise. They'll have to learn how to creatively shape, elegantly develop, and productively deploy the awesome wealth producing capabilities of their human capital, assets, impacts, and resources. In my more than 40 years of practicing leadership, I have found that these four tenets tend to hold true in most circumstances and many situations. So let's change these statements as follows. 1. That leadership which is practicing transformational, situational, or spiritual leadership without a rigorous philosophy has no basis for a realistic vision. 2. That leadership that is guiding enterprises or entities without an empathic, strategic intention has no sense of defining direction. 3. That leadership that is operating on people, processes, or products without purposeful activity has no meaningful impact. And 4. That leadership that is continuing without injections or installments of energy has no sustainable involvements. Why should your leadership why should your challenges enrich your leadership performances? Because when you're using your leadership power to support the purposes of your leadership actions, and those actions are being directed to help your people, policies, or processes achieve, strengthen, and shape a better world, life, or solutions, the only questions you need to ask are, how would you interpret the meanings of your leadership power? And would the effective exercise of your expertise, attitude, and skills result in the outcomes you desire or intend? There are four discrete domains, a sphere or set of elements limiting our knowledge, influence, or activities involved in any discussions of human capital. They are composed of 1. Attributes, how we qualify, portray, or associate the objectives of our actions, such as our actions on, which are their physical actions, our actions with, which are our intellectual or mental actions, our actions for, which are our spiritual or emotional actions, and our actions towards, which are our developmental actions. 2. Assets, which are the forms, elements, and locations of the tangible or intangible properties, advantages, and value that every person can and does contribute. 3. Resources, which are our tools, supply, and support sources of human beings needing maintenance, development, sustenance, replenishment, and supervision. 4. The impacts, which are how much, or where humans affect themselves, their environments, our world, and the universe. Examples include fields of focus, which are the reasons or motivations for acting, and capacity, which are the acts towards endowing us with capability, competence, or potential. When you engage people, it's your task to help your partners, associates, colleagues, constituents, or clients connect with, believe in, commit to, organize for, performing mission critical activities, reaching for the desired objectives, or completing specific tasks. To empower them by linking them with the knowledge, resources, assets, and processes they need, preparing them for the tasks, activities, objectives, challenges, and problems they will work through, directing them to the sources of tools or materials, supplies, and resources, specialists or networks that enable their efforts, guiding them in identifying, classifying, mapping, or modeling, learning, analyzing, evaluating, innovating, and creating, managing, venturing, and leading for any situation. By empowerment, I mean facilitating the supply of energy, mass, and capability to perform the work at hand, to provide people with the energy of a belief, understanding, competency, and meaning. Three, encourage them, give them a purpose for being, for their inclusion, for making a difference and contribution, for reaching upwards and towards a higher plateau, obligation to the mission, to help others, to fulfill an ideal, to belong to a higher power or greater good, trust in the common purpose, in goodness of others, love and mercy of God, in a promising potential for the venture, affinity with a noble or worthy enterprise, with other positive or success oriented people, with a great and righteous goal. There are only two types of experiences any human being can have. Either your experience will be a result of an experiment, a plan, an intention, or some other form of pursuit that you were engaged in or committed to, or your experience will be something that just happened to you, like an airplane falls out of the sky and onto your house, a criminal steals your credit card from the cash register, or a competitor invents and offers the marketplace something that is totally new and radically different from anything ever seen before. Regardless of the type of experience, you must apply your sympathetic knowledge skills to increasing or deepening your understanding of that experience. As Peter Drucker says, checking the results of a decision against its expectations shows executives what their strengths are, where they need to improve, and where they lack knowledge or information. All reality appears in two forms or takes place in two realms. That means you will see, hear, smell, touch, or otherwise sense the physical aspects and traits of your reality, and there will be an intangible or unseen form of that reality that your physical senses can never experience. However, these metaphysical phenomena, such as ideas, ideals, insights, affect the physical world. So your leadership performances must keep both forms of reality in your heart and mind at all times. In a word, things, places, and performances are physical, while emotions, wills, and thoughts are metaphysical. Both are important aspects of your reality that you must understand to operate effectively. Peter Drucker advises leaders that, quote, a manager is responsible for the application and performance of knowledge, end quote. Your leadership power applications must be positioned in accordance or in compliance with the principle of universal integrity. That is, every time a leader has to read, react to, or rely on any information, that leader must use those strengthening, reinforcing, elastic, or implosive forces to surround, incorporate, or envelop the escaping, explosive, or exhausting forces of chaos, confusion, and condemnation, which threatens our ability to deeply understand and appreciate the validity of the situation, conversation, or circumstance. Only your sympathetic, which is more accurately stated as your strategic method for applying or absorbing knowledge, which, by the way, is how you sustain and supply your deep reservoir of understanding. It is only when your deep acceptance, a global when your deep understanding, which will provide you with the widest possible arc or broad acceptance, a global perspective, and intensive concentration of the matter at hand. Successful leaders realize the value of communicating their visions, the meaning of work to customers and for employees, building trust and being trustworthy, and delegating their own power and authority to all employees. These are the types of leaders who apply, develop, and sharpen their systems intelligence and see the value generated by those types of leadership actions, which pay off and produce massively profitable transformations in the intellect and spirit of their organizational ecosystem. Using processes which enable you and your colleague to explore, examine, evaluate, engage, energize, empower, and encourage greater, more excellent performances from your people, systems, and products will expand the dimensionality of your leadership accomplishments. What must leaders use? What must leaders use to orchestrate new growth and better service? We have to see and envision the possibilities, opportunities, and problems that are within our imaginations and our fields of perception. For example, is that river clean and useful for carrying goods or people? Could we build or float a platform or dock to place and load those goods and people onto boats or barges, etc.? But before we can ask and answer any of those or other questions, our first source and provider of refuge and power will need to come from information. Of course, every game changing strategy is, in fact, its own unique ontological journey where identities are formed and created, commitments to values, beliefs, and principles are made, and possibilities are imagined, envisioned, and distinguished. On this journey, leaders are positioned in front and in the presence of their people as they search for the knowledge of being and the reality of being. To sustain the energies of your newly developed strengths, consultants from McKinsey recommend that, quote, leaders try to bottle the lessons of the transformation as it moves along and to ingrain within the organization a repeatable process to deliver better and better results long after it formally ends, end quote. I believe that when your leadership strategies are disciplined applications of your abilities, when they empower you to give and take direction both during your experiments and what happens to you, and when you continuously evaluate and diagnose every shortfall in your performances, you will begin to experience more promising and positive changes in the game being played. What are you doing about your organization's ability to develop its capacities for change, create better, more optimized systems, improve operational excellence, strengthen processes that permit superior performances, overcome barriers to higher employee accomplishments, deliver outstanding value added services and products to all your internal or external clients and partners. While you work on constructing and pursuing your perfectly formed and envisioned version of reality, these five occupations will help you transform your leadership activities, social energies, and environmental connections into abundantly creative, wealth generating profit makers and significantly meaningful results. And these five tasks will help you improve and increase your leadership effectiveness, analyze or identify serious shortfalls and gaps in your leadership performances, and help you activate more powerful social skills and strengthen your social intelligence. Quite simply, these are information driven, socially based, behaviorally centered applications which leaders use, employ, and act through to enable them to specify, pursue, or fulfill their strategic and tactical purposes. This ends today's lesson. Now, um, while you're looking at that, I'm going to run back over to my control panel and I'll give you the links to your bonus gifts, which I think most of you guys um, will appreciate. Oops. Wait a second. I got to stop that. Okay. Great. And let's see. There we go. And while you're looking at that, um, let me run back over, like I said, and put put our links to our bonus gifts, etc. Oh, you were supposed to be seeing that. Um, wow, sorry about that. Um, anyway, what just went up on the right hand side of your screen was your. Oh, good, and we completed on time here. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, you just got your, sorry about that. You just got your welcome message too. But I've just sent you the links to the two bonus gifts, one of which is the five leadership uplifter tasks, which is an infographic, but it's in PDF form and it fits on one sheet of paper. So just download that and print it out, and it'll print on just one sheet of paper, and you can put it on your desk or put it on your wall, etc., and refer to it as you go through your day as a leader, and just ask yourself, hey, am I performing one of these leadership tasks in every action that you take as a leader? And if you are, you'll have a very effective result. You'll get the desired result that you're looking for. And if you're not using one of those five tasks, then your whatever leadership action you're taking is probably not going to be very effective at all. And it certainly will be very difficult for you to achieve whatever result you were looking for. And the second bonus gift that I have for you is the Words with Wisdom paper. It is an 8-page PDF document. So download that, and if you want, print it out, and that way you can sit and read it on paper and, read through it and write in any notes that you have about the strategies and the tips and techniques that are in that paper. They are wise words. That's why I called it Words with Wisdom, and it's the kind of thing that gives you a deeper knowledge and understanding of of a lot of the strategies and principles and techniques that I discussed in today's episode of Leadership Power Paradigms, as well as our previous episodes of Leadership Power Paradigms. So those are your two bonus gifts for attending the live um, the live, or what do you call it? You know what I mean. the live, the live, or replay recording of this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. Um, and while you're doing that, while you're downloading those things, I just wanted to point out that if you look at your screen, as well as look on the right side of your screen, if you're on the replay recording, you'll see the 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 quick quick image of our leadership power paradigms. Um, oh boy, the Leadership Power Paradigms Producer Tools program, which is our program that we use to teach and actually help you to start to apply and use all of these principles and strategies and techniques that we discussed, the processes that we discussed and talked about in this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms and our previous ones. This is a deep dive, and it's designed to actually help you to achieve the kind of results that you're looking for and improve your performances as a leader. And of course, as all of my programs are, they are always guaranteed um, to not only satisfy you completely, but also to get you the kind of results that you were hoping for from a real leadership educational experience. Um, and if you don't get that, well, it's real simple. I offer a money back, no questions asked, no risk to you guarantee for all of my programs. Okay. So, unlike some others that I hear who say, oh, yeah, I guarantee it, but you got to show me that you did this or you did that type of thing. And then when you do, I'll basically try to talk you into continuing on. Okay. So your chances of getting your money back are going to be a while. You're going to have to do a lot of work to get your money back. I don't believe in that. Okay. I figure, hey, if you don't see the value of this, or you don't like the way that this is going, you just say, hey, listen, Bill, I'm sorry. I got to get out of this. And I don't hesitate. I'm not going to sit there and question you and find out whether you did your homework or whether you applied what we talked about in our coaching sessions or any of that stuff. I think that's nonsense. You're an adult and you're a leader, and so if for some reason you decide you don't want to do any of the homework and everything, then hey, then that's that's on you. Okay, so I'm basically going to get out of it anyway, because there's no sense of trying to talk you into doing it since you have made the decision not to do so. But anyway, so I mean, I'm the type of person who says, hey, listen, I'm not going to sit here and babysit you. All right, that's basically what I'm saying. If I'm going to do everything in my power and my ability to actually help you to improve your performances. I've done it with others. When you go to the page that you see there, www.one-iam.com/LPP-tools. Once again, that's the thing that you see right in the middle of that slide, www.one-iam.com/LPP-tools. Or if you look on the right side of your screen in the webinar room, you'll see a nice little graphic there. And right below it, it says enroll and get started now. Okay, well, that's what that means. Enroll and get started now. Push that button. It'll open up a new web browser tab or a new web browser window for you. And that way you can look at it and you can read through the entire letter that I have there. Um, It's designed to fully explain not only just the program, but my philosophy about leadership development, what some of my credentials, if you will, are there. Later on, once you get down to near the bottom of the screen, or when you scroll down, you'll see some of the thoughts and ideas and impressions that some of my previous clients have experienced in working with me and having me work with them. I've got some clients who really have some statements to make about this, and that I'm a different type of leadership coach, because I'm not just a coach. I'm really an educator and a consultant and a coach. So you get the full package wrapped up into one and stuff. So yeah, that gives you enough. There's enough information there for you to make a decision whether you want to go forward or not. And even my guarantee is spelled out for you as well, so that you know, okay, hey, fine. All I have to do is, if at the end of that period, I realize, nah, this isn't for me. Just contact Bill, and that's me. Just contact me, and I'll refund your payment, and we'll part as friends. And that's basically it. So anyway, that's all I have to say. For anybody who is watching us on the replay recording, for all of you watching us on the replay recording, I also suggest that you look on the right side of your screen, and there's a question box. Just type in your question or your comment, and click the email us button that is right next to it. And my system will send me your name, your email address, which is what you had to use to actually see the replay recording anyway, right? And it will also send me your question or comment about leadership or management, and you will get a full answer and complete answer from me, including any documents that I can use to help you to understand your question or your concern more fully. I believe in giving away this kind of information. So, this is a great way to get free advice and guidance from an expert in leadership practice. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. I'm going to say thank you very much for joining us in this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas. God bless each and every one of you. Godspeed to you all, and I wish you all the very best of success in all of your leadership endeavors. Take care.